Hey everybody, it is Wednesday, October 2nd, and it is day 2 of 31 projects in 31 days. I'm 2 for 2. It is 2 o'clock on Wednesday. I don't usually go live on Wednesday, but here we are. So today I'm going to show you a Christmas card. We're going to go toward the Christmas line, and today I'm going to show you the Sentimental Wishes Suite. And as per usual in Lori fashion, I have misplaced the dies. I don't need the dies today. We're not using those because the card is a little more simple, but I misplaced the dies. So we will show those a different day, but I will show you the paper. It's old-fashioned, and if you like old-fashioned looking things, this is the perfect suite for you. We're going to make a fairly simple card. But we're going to show all the pieces except for the dies. Thank goodness that we weren't using those because I don't know what I did with them. Anyway, and then also it reminded me a little bit, and so here goes the sentimental part, reminded me of baby cards that I found in my drawer the other day that my parents received when I was born. So not exactly the same font, but kind of the same style, and I'll show you that really quick too. So let's get going on day 2. Projects for today. Make sure my camera's in the right spot. There we go. All right. We are going to make a kind of a fun fold card today. It's not hard, and it's really super easy. We are going to use the Sentimental Wishes paper, which is right here. Let me show you. The old-fashioned candles. And then on the back side of that, there's a scene. It's actually better for a 12 by 12 than just the pieces. And then a green stripe that looks vintage. It just looks vintage. That's the only word I can use to describe it. We have some Christmas trees that have candles on them. We have these pretty little reindeer that are hand-drawn, also very cute, with snowflakes on the back. And then this piece can be used as a scrapbook page, or it can be cut and you can actually stamp directly on this piece. And then the stockings, and there is a die, if I could find it, that cuts out these stockings as well. We have a Christmas, even the colors, like the color scheme just looks vintage to me. And then the ribbons. Did anybody have these ribbon candies at their grandma's house when they were little? That would be me too. Little bouquets of winter flowers, and then the candy cane stripe, which is also makes it look like old-fashioned wrapping paper. So I'm going to use the Christmas tree paper today, and I'm going to show you a super simple way to make your cards look a little bit fancier than they are. I have taken an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and I cut it in half, so it's 8.5 by 5.5, except I cut 1 inch off of one side, so it's really 5.5 by 7.5, but I wanted to show you how I got that. So I removed that 1 inch off the side, and so that's going to be our front. It's going to be the front of our card, just like that. And then I have 2 pieces of 4 by 5.25. I have basic beige. I was going to use white, and this is kind of it's not a bright white kind of card. It's more of a subtle. So I chose the basic beige because it coordinates. We could easily, if we were making a card, we could easily just slap that on the front and put our sentiment on it and be done. But we're going to make it look a little bit, we're going to upgrade it just a step. So I have my 4 by 5.25 piece of designer series paper. Grab my paper trimmer. And I'm also going to cut 1 inch off of the right side. And the reason I'm going to cut it off the right side is we're going to put one piece on the front, and then we're going to put the other piece right here. So we want that picture to flow across the break. And if I didn't have my sentiment piece here, you could see that the tree matches, the presents match right here. You want that to flow. Although, I think on this one, I'm actually going to mix it up a little bit. So my paper is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to cut 1 inch off of the right hand side. So just a quick cut off the right. So see, our tree matches. And that's all the cutting I'm going to do right there. Then I'm going to glue this particular piece onto the front of my panel. Goodness gracious, it is already in my glue business. Thought I had everything on my table. All right, so now, sorry about that. We are going to glue this piece, the bigger piece, onto the front of the card. And can I tell you how much I appreciate a full bottle of liquid glue? Makes me happy because it squirts out so easily without having to squeeze too hard. I just took the wrapper off of it this morning and it makes me happy. All right, so I've got that piece. Now, this piece we're going to glue on the right side of the basic beige. But I think I'm going to switch this one around. This one has the whole seam. This one, I think I'm going to flip it over and do the other vintage looking pattern. So it's just a little bit different. And it's still pretty fancy. So I think I'm going to flip this one over just to see. A lot of times the designer series paper coordinates on the front and the back, and sometimes it doesn't. So you might not want to flip it over if it was, you know, pink and yellow polka dots. But since those green colors match the actual paper that's on the front cover, then I think it's perfect to give it a little bit of coordination. It's not matchy-matchy, but it definitely is coordinated. So, got that glued on there. I'm going to stamp my sentiment. We're going to hope for the best that I don't mess that up, because I really wanted to wait until I had it together so I could see where to center it. So I'm going to stamp that. I'm going to move it a little closer so I can see. I'm just going to center that on the basic beige, because that's the part where we're going to write. You see that font? Isn't it pretty? Looks old-fashioned-y and fun. So then while I have my ink out, I'm going to go ahead and I have punched, die cut, the Spotlight on Nature circle that was still on my desk from yesterday, so I just went ahead and used it. Probably my most versatile used bundle right now is the Spotlight on Nature, because I love these circle dies. I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Okay, I'm going to use shaded Spruce ink. That's the color that is the focus of this one. I'm going to go ahead and glue the inside piece. This is a super quick card, but again, it makes it look just a little bit more fancy than just the panel of designer series paper on the front of the card. Let's scoot forward. I feel like I'm not on my screen here. I need to replace the blade. If you get little furries like this on the edge of your cardstock, that's a sign that you need to replace your blade. You can take your finger, you can rub it across your pants if you're wearing jeans. That helps quite a bit, just to get those little furry pieces off the side. Okay, so this one is going to be just a little bit different. We're going to glue this on the front. It's just going to be part of that, so you want to make sure that you only get the glue on that side so that it doesn't go off the paper and then glue your card together when you don't want that to happen. The last finishing touch is actually two finishing touches. The shaded spruce ribbon. It's called the Satin and Sheer ribbon. Very pretty, matches this particular suite. I'm just going to tie a bow. Yesterday we used linen thread. Today I'm going to use the shiny satin ribbon. I'm going to try to leave that on the roll so that it's easier for me to cut. When I said I was going to do 31 projects in 31 days, I thought, oh, I don't know, this won't be too hard. And now I'm a little bit freaked out. So hopefully you will stick with me through the month so that we can make our 31 projects. I'm going to go, oh my goodness, I'm having trouble, through the holidays. So it'll be, the last day will be Halloween, and I'm going to show some Halloween, I'm going to show some fall. I'm going to show some Christmas, and that should get us through the month. I know that this week my video on Saturday will be recorded because I'll be at football at the time, but for the most part, I hope to be live with you. So if you have any questions, you can ask them, make comments, and if you do make comments on the replay, I will go back and watch those to make sure that you didn't have any questions, or if there's any comments that you have that I need to address. So we have our bow, and I'm just going to use a glue dot and attach that right on the corner. When you have your glue dots, make sure that you don't get them stuck on your fingernails. I'm just going to stick that right onto the glue dot. Glue dot's on the ribbon now. And I'm just going to glue it right there on the side. Now, one more fancy little thing that I'm going to add. Also in this suite are the Drusy dots. Drusy, I just like to say the word Drusy. And I have an open pack of Drusy dots. Don't tell my friend Sarah. Sarah and I are doing an event and we ordered these dots. And mine, I'm not sure, I think they're probably with the dies, is not here. So I am borrowing from my class materials. So I will replace these before Sarah even knows. So don't tell her. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of the Drusy dots. And if you're wondering, Drusy means sparkle. I think, oh my goodness, Kendra Scott, the jewelry company, they have, I'm going to use the gold, I think. I think the gold is pretty. Have a line that's the Drusy something. So, so we are right in line with current fun companies. So there you go. A simple card that looks fancier than it is because of this pseudo fun fold, and there it is. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, today is day 2. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Right back here. If you're watching the replay, or if you don't know where to find it, the videos will also be on YouTube. So, oh, let me show you a different version really quick. So I've got the 2. I did the same paper, the different paper, and then I have the other color cardstock. We did Poppy Parade with this, was one of the other ones, and then there's the Christmas tree on red. So many combinations you could do with the suite, with the combination of the designer series paper, and like I said, if vintage is your style, then this is the package for you. And then really quick, that was one of the cards that I found in my stash from when I was born. So this is what 1971 looked like. I mean, it's not the same font, but it is definitely one of those old-fashioned-y kind of things. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow back here at 2 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.